Whose bed have your boots been under? And whose heart did you steal? I wonder. This time did it feel like thunder, baby? And who did you run to? And whose lips have you been kissing? Pass that Dutch. Pass that Dutch. Hooty hoo! You are officially shining. If you clicked on this message, you have already shifted. It has already happened. And you're starting to see a lot of progress. Like whatever you've been working on, the progress, like the proof is in the pudding. It's finally mathing. You're like, oh my gosh, the hard work I've been putting in, it's making sense. It's gonna be okay. And even though there are some other concerns you might have, there is like a sigh of relief because you choose happiness. And there's so many people watching you and they're in awe of you. So let's talk about that. You have people in awe of you. It's about to pop off because this is why you're hot. So for some reason, I'm supposed to tell you this is what's going on. This is what the progress looks like. And this is why you are hot. You have adjusted to a different frequency, a different vibration. And people really like your new baseline. They're kind of shook, especially the people you don't like, okay? Especially them. They might run circles around you, like they're acting like vultures because they just can't believe. They cannot believe that you are the same person that they met once upon a time with your life falling apart. You are hanging and dangling by a thread. They're like, where's that person at? Who the frick are you? I'm confused. You are going with the flow. You're like, I'm not going to get stressed the F out, because they would love to see it. Oh my gosh, they would love to see you stressed out. And I just see people really being drawn to you that are not normally drawn to you. Even some of the people maybe you thought you didn't like, you are out here changing people's minds about you. There is something about your essence right now where you've gone from a doubtful heart to pure of heart. Your innocence is being restored. I don't know how to explain it. There's just people are really drawn to you right now. It's like you've created a new compound, a new ecosystem, and people want to be in it. They want to be a member. Despite the ringleaders and arch nemesis that have come against you. This is also to show you that these people were competitive with you at one point. Now, there still are some people that are competitive with you, but a lot of your competition was knocked out of the vicinity, out of your arena, because you're supposed to be the last one standing. If you are picking up what I am putting down, if you claim this message, I'm the last player standing. I like it. I like it a lot. Everyone thought because of your circumstances that you were going to finish last. Because they threw everything at you, praying it would stick. And here you are, gleaming and breathing and ish. And there were a lot of people that saw you dealing with fires, existential crisis, and they didn't lift a finger. In fact, they not only cowered, they turned a blind eye, they made more issues for you, and those same people are getting a front row seat at the life that you are leading now. Yes. You are like the model that people want to be. You're the role model that people are looking up to. And I don't care the circumstances, the environment. People are looking at you like, wow, I want to talk to them. I want to find out more. Why did I ever sleep on this person? But the snakes in the grass are still around. They are keeping a very close eye on you. They're very mad. They're very frustrated that you are still here. Not only that, they're mad that you're shifting things. That you will be the new norm if other people start to follow the way that you do things. So maybe you thought there was a circumstance that you were supposed to be out of, and you can't understand why you keep being drawn in, and it's because of the level of protection that you have. If you are in a certain environment and you're like, I don't know why I feel like I'm supposed to be here a little bit, I don't know why. I don't understand. Because maybe you feel like you've outgrown it. Or maybe you cut up or you tied up all your other loose ends, and then this one loose end keeps looking back at you and you're like, what am I supposed to do here? So it could have been family, it could have been in-laws, it could have been a job, and you could have had a huge falling out with said people or environment where you thought, I don't care what they do. Maybe you were mad for 2 to 4 years. Like, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to do dinner. I don't want to do lunch. I don't want to work with them. I'm going to avoid this as much as I can. But there are certain things that you are not aware of. Well, you're aware of some of the things that have taken place in these people's lives. But for some reason, you are going to create a new baseline. You are going to create a new ecosystem, a new environment that is going to bring people together. Because you're like the cozy home that everybody wants to go to because they feel safe there. People don't know why they're drawn to you, but I'm going to tell you why. It's because they not only know that you are protected, they know that you are protective. Sorry if I keep messing with my hair. It's dirty. Okay, it's like 1 or 2 days before a wash, and it's like getting on my nerves. I was cleaning all day yesterday, and you know when you're like sweating and your hair is like, it just doesn't want to behave anymore. It's over me. I'm over it. Anyways, whatever you're doing to protect yourself, it's working. And it's intriguing people like, well, dang, I tried to do that and it never worked for me. So let's say you have family and they live across town, or they live in another city, or they live in another state, maybe even another country. And you're trying to tell them like, hey, I love living where I live. It's safe. It's awesome. Like, you should try it. And they're like, I don't know. And you're trying to like help them save money. You're trying to help it be an easier commute. And so years and years passed, but now they're moving towards you. This is not just family. These are a lot of different people that maybe you didn't realize why they're near you. It's because you are creating a safe environment, and God has taken care of the rest. Whether it's people that have excused themselves from the table, family that has excused themselves from the table, it's because you are supposed to be the matriarch or patriarch of this family, or you are supposed to be a role model in this workplace. Whatever people you're dealing with, you have some unfinished business. Yeah. You're going to be feeling really pretty or really attractive despite certain things going on, because you're finally seeing the progress. You're finally seeing the fruits of your labor. So let's say you've been working at it for 6 months. I'm getting someone that I'm talking to has been working hard, grinding it out for 6 months, trying to get something up out of despair. You've been doubtful that it's even going to happen. Insecure at times, like, dang, I've been trying to fix this, and I just don't know what to do anymore. And at every time you tried to fight it, there would be another issue that would pop up. You must resolve the doubt in your heart before you are able to move forward. And that is exactly what you've done. You've been given new tools to move forward, and you're going to be feeling really good. I'm speaking to someone that's feeling really good, but it's about to get even better. Someone or something in your life needs to be seen in a different light. I feel like it's the unfinished business. This is like being so sick of some people around you. And so you take a break and then you go back around them and you're like, wait, they do appreciate me. Wait, yeah, there are still some haters over there that are being exposed. But these other people, they need a guide. They need someone to show them that this isn't just what it is. So the people that are on the same type of wavelength as you, they're being drawn towards you right now. You have talents and gifts that you have been given and that you are using. And then there are people around you that are now inspired, like, oh, I have gifts, I have talents, and I want to figure out how to use them. People want to put themselves to good use when you're around. So it's kind of giving like soulmate energy, where you meet your soulmate and you guys are both feeding off of each other's energy and wanting to be a better person. You do that, but for groups of people. It is a new dawn. There is light that is finally creeping in to bring positive new changes and a chance to step into your personal power. You are no longer adjusting your crown for people. Could you imagine, the shows like Game of Thrones, Vikings, could you imagine they finally get the crown? They're the king or queen of Norway or wherever, the seven kingdoms. Could you imagine all the fighting that you got to do to get this crown, right? All the darkness you got to go through. All the unseen and surprises. Could you imagine there's a group of people that are coming in to your hall and you want to hide your crown? However we used to do that, we ain't doing that anymore. We're not seeing that there's a group of people coming into the hall and being like, oh, I'm actually not the king. I'm not the queen. So I probably shouldn't be sitting on this throne. You're not doing that. There's always going to be people that want to usurp your throne. Yeah, usurp. That's how you say it. There are always people that want to do that to you. It's always going to be that way. But despite the people that want to ride your coattails, that think they can usurp your throne, you see through them. That is one of your special gifts, is being able to see through people that are fake, that don't mean well, and they will only be allowed to come around you if they're changing. You will only be allowed to go around them if they are changing. I know that will make sense to someone. So there are some snakes in the grass that are really mad that you're confidently now sitting on your throne with your crown. You're not adjusting it. They are mad that people want to gather in your hall, gather in your home, or gather around your cubicle. They don't like that. You are going to notice that you are naturally attracting a hive, a community of people that you don't even, some of them some of them are from your past. And then you're also going to be reflecting on the fact that, dang, I remember when we were all at each other's throats. I remember when I couldn't stand this person, and now we're like this. It's because you are helping people shift to a better version of themselves. And you might not be realizing it until this very day. So I had a friend that has a plumbing business, and he was helping me out today because I had some issues, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, like, I need his help. So I text him, and he's like, yeah, actually, I'm available in the next hour. And I'm like, great. So he comes over, and he's newly married, and I'm so excited for him because he's finally, happy. And he was in a marriage for like 30 years prior. 30 years. And when he looked at me and my husband, because we've been very close friends for a long time, like, he's such a good friend to us, we were so happy when he met someone that he could go on adventures with, go hiking with, their best friends. Like, his baseline changed. And so we were talking about relationships and family, interesting dynamics, while he was helping me out today. And he was like, you and your husband, I just didn't think things like that existed. I was like, neither did I. He's like, and I know. He's like, neither did you. Before you guys met, before you guys started dating. He's like, but it does exist. And I'm so happy. And I was like, I'm so happy for you. He's like, it took, both of them came from toxic relationships. So it took both of them some getting used to. But now they're happily married. And he's like, when does the honeymoon phase end? I'm like, it doesn't. When you meet the one, you just know. You just know. And where you never had the desire to get married again, you just know. He's like, yeah, my friends were telling me, like, if you see these type of signs, like, that's it. And he's like, and he's like, I still can't believe it. I'm like, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, because you will go through a lot of trials and tribulations, but it's that person being the one person that you wouldn't want to go through any of that without them. They're the one person you would want to go through that with. Like, I've gone through a lot of challenging things in my life. You guys already know. I wouldn't want to go through that with anyone but my person. As challenging as it might be. Because I never felt safe before. I thought I knew what that was. I had no freaking clue. So then he was talking to me about family and how our dynamic has changed. And I was like, yeah, not my family I'm zero contact with, just to be clear. Not that family, other family. And he was like, I think some things that disrupted your family happened because it was supposed to be you. And I was like, I never thought about that before. I had a lot of competitive family members that were mean to me, that just always wanted me to dim my light. They were always sabotaging me. They were trying to break up me and my person. And so I just, for a long time, didn't want to talk to any of them because I saw through them. And he was like, do you not think that some of these key players were relocated for a reason? He's like, because now there's a new ecosystem. Now there's a new compound. Now there's a new baseline. And it's you changing the dynamic and everyone being healthy and communicating and helping one another, loving one another. And I was like, you're right. It's different. I never thought about that. I just thought, life is lifing. I can't control life lifing. You win some, you lose some. I never thought that, oh my gosh, it's going to be me gluing it back together. At first, I looked at it as a burden. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of men in my family. I'm the one that's got to take care of all of them. Like the nephews, the brother-in-laws, the father-in-laws. I don't have my mother-in-law anymore. I don't have sister-in-laws. Like, it's just me. And so I really didn't like that ish before. I was like, I don't want no part of this. I don't want to host. I don't want anything to do with this. And then my husband was like, I have your back. I will talk to them. Hey, when we're hosting, when we're doing things, you guys need to take it easy on her. She's not mom. Okay, she's not mom. You can't talk to her any old way. And if you're ungrateful, we're not going to do this anymore. And so everyone was a little disgruntled, I feel like, in the beginning because they're not used to this type of change. And I started tweaking kind of our family traditions, but now it's better. This is what you do. Sometimes you go in and you disturb the natural order of things, whether people want it or not. And sometimes it helps you too. Like, I think about the dynamics now and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can help them when they need it. I'm glad that they live close by. I'm glad that our dynamic has shifted because it was bad before. We were all living on separate ends of the earth. Like, no, you go live over there, I'm not talking to you. You go live over there, I'm not talking to you. And it just was the way that it was because of other people in our family. And the beefs that we were just like, we're just going to let that ish keep beefing and we'll just be in our corner of the ring. Justice is being served. So part of this is wherever you have unfinished business is to see that the scales are being balanced. If you go there and you are protected and everyone's gathering around your cubicle and the higher ups are like, who the frick do they think they are? But they can't touch you. They can't do anything to you. I said what I said and I've been saying it for 5 days. You are dangerously untouchable. They can't stand it. Because everything they do comes with a string and everything you do does not come with a string. You give to give. When other people are happy, you are happy. When they're having, important milestones, like you're cheering for them. You don't like being around people that want to tear others down because they're trying to make their lives better. You're around some people, they have everything in the world and they're miserable as crap. I was talking about that with our friend today. Like, they could have a boat, they could have a Ferrari, they could have 3 houses, and they're still miserable. Relationships falling apart, families falling apart, marriages falling apart. You bring people together. So right now, you are seeing the progress of stepping into your personal power. Sometimes we go a little overboard because we're wound up. We are used to protecting ourselves and having to put this force field around us. But right now, there is a shift taking place in the relationships that you have. And it's very interesting. Okay. You are also showing people, please put your sword down. If you were taking notes, you've learned nothing. If you've been studying me, I don't know what you want from me, but you are seeing these people, they really can't affect me. They really can't. One of the reasons why you're hot is because your very essence, says, I keep it 1000. I'm not perfect. I don't always have it together. Sometimes my life is hanging on by a thread, but I have the right people around me, or I have the right person around me. You can't just get a ticket to this ride. Sometimes you are not tall enough to ride this ride. And people have to prove their frequency, their aura, their essence, or their intentions, whichever one you're reading. So you've done a purge of people that you don't want to deal with. You know what? I was feeling not down, but I was looking for some inspiration today after my friend left, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get ready for work now. And I was running behind all day. And there were all these little fires that I was putting out. And I was like, I really want to listen to something motivational. And I came across one of my own videos in my For You page. And I was like, oh, let me listen to my video. And it was a video from a year ago. And I listened to a couple. But I was looking at myself in these videos. And I was dealing with different people then. Almost all those people that I was dealing with, that were in my outer circle kind of, that I had to deal with for work, are gone. They are all gone. Managers, coworkers, people that I thought were going to be like my family, they're gone. And then I also looked at the effect when I was watching these videos. I watched a couple. I was watching the effect that they had on my life. In my own essence. I was reading my own aura in a video that was a year old. And it's funny how I was neutralizing the damage that they were trying to do to me. I had a couple friends that were my hairdressers. And I was looking at my hair and I was studying that and the trauma. Like, you guys might not be able to see it in some of my old videos, but like, I had gone through a lot of hair trauma with friends that were my stylists, and I didn't see it then where they were sabotaging me, but I see it now watching those old videos back, and I still had an inspiring message that I had channeled, and I was like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Like, it made me feel better, and that I was still doing okay despite what they were trying to do. So whatever you do to protect yourself is working, and you are getting better at self-expression. These people, they tried to hold you back. They tried to hinder your growth. They tried to make you feel like you were in bondage or enslaved to them or imprisoned. Like, oh, you can't go hang out with anybody else. You can't go do anything else. Like, you can only be around me. And one of these so-called friends that I was with for a year and a half as my stylist was being really shady. And so I had tried to work out a couple problems with her for work, and she didn't want to address it. She didn't want to she was like, oh, nothing's wrong, it's fine. And I'm like, it's not fine. It costs this much. Let's fix this now. This is not just like, oh, I want to have my hair done. Like, nah, bitch, this is work. Okay, riddle me what? This is work. This is my business. I don't come into your house and F with your business. You're not going to come into my house and F with mine. So for 2 weeks, I tried to solve this problem with her. She was not receptive. So finally, I went and started interviewing and trying to properly vet new stylists. So I went and got some other services done by another stylist. And then I tell her a week later, like, hey, I don't feel like we were able to come to an agreement about this, this, and that. So I went somewhere else and got this, this, and that. But if you want to work together on this and this, we can do that still. Let me know. And she was like, oh, actually, I'm not doing hair anymore. Boopity, boopity, boop. And I'm like, she's lying. She's lying. She's like, oh, I'm going to do this other job full time. And I knew that wasn't a possibility. So I knew that she was lying. And she'd just been acting real weird for the past couple of months. And she had promised me that if she ever stopped doing hair, that she would refer me to a couple different stylists. She didn't do that. She wouldn't even answer any questions about certain products that we used on my hair, which I figured it out anyways, but it was just trying to see, like, let's check the temperature. Are you going to prove me wrong? Or are you going to prove me right? And you proved me right by the way that you handled that. So I'm just supposed to sit in your chair and let you play games with my livelihood and what I got going on? I don't think so. So then to watch the videos back where she was a part of my life, I'm like, wow, I made that do what it did. But F her. And then on top of that, she blocked me on, I think, Instagram like 2 weeks later. And I was like, girl, bye. And then her hair page came up in my feed for some reason, which she didn't block me from her hair page, but she was doing hair. She was still doing hair and posting it right after I stopped going to her. So it's like, you proved me right again. These people were removed from the board for a reason. God is giving them a front row seat to why you are not the one. You are never, ever the one. You are going to be looking back at the past videos, past photos, reflecting with friends, maybe like what I was doing today, and you will see that the evil entity has left. There were some evil entities that were able, because of their relation to your environment and their situation, like it could have been your brother's wife. You know what I mean? You can't just get rid of her. You know what I mean? Things like that. The evil has left the building. And those that want smoke with you still, they're being restrained. And they're mad. So you might see them throwing a whole crash out fit in front of you. The evil entity has left. And the black magic has failed. We are always fighting through the spiritual 24/7, especially as chosen ones, us light workers. You guys already know. You are finally seeing some progress after having to bounce back from whoever these people were in your life at one point. And you are getting a new opportunity, and it is coming in quick, fast, and in a hurry because you are choosing you. And this is what you're good at. You're hot because you always know how to turn it around. You're hot because you're honest. You know how to deal with the enemy. You know how to see through people and their intentions. It's hot because you're private. People want to know. They're like, oh, I wish I knew what they were up to. I'm trying to pay close attention to them. It's not my fault your binoculars are janky. Okay? You're hot because you have your own style. You have your own rhythm. You have your own quirkiness. You just have this. You are the walking embodiment of sunshine. So people are always trying to find ways to dim it. You're going to be receiving a message that is going to make your heart very full. Something that might have been concerning you, stressing you out. You're hot. One of the reasons why you're hot is because you know how to deal with people that want to F you over. That is a big lesson that you're learning right now. So let's say there was a friend that you had at one point and they were really taking care of business and you guys had clear communication, etc., etc. Now you feel like that communication has fallen off a cliff. I see that you're going to be giving somebody one last chance to correct their behavior. And it's annoying to you because maybe you're having to be even more clear. Like, hey, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I need. You know? It's just, yeah. You know how to deal with trolls and not give them a response. You are very good at starving people out that want to get fed. You're a whole gray rock when you need to be stoic AF. Because the days of you clapping back, the days of you getting in someone's face, you're like, no, that is the emotional response that they want. I will not give it. No, I will not. Could have dealt with people that were reactive A-words, and that was their tactic with you. They would rage bait you into a reaction so then they could use it against you or record it. They just wanted to have dirt on you. A lot of people are living in a disguise, and they don't think that you can see through said disguise or false identity. You're like, you might be trying to prove that you're this somebody, but I know that you're not that person. And somebody is still walking around with a disguise, destroying someone's life. So you might be thinking about some of the people from the past that you let go of. You're like, We don't need to be friends. And maybe you thought they tried to destroy this person's life over here, and that person, it took them a long time to pick the pieces back up. And now you look at them on this new timeline, and they're doing the same thing. They're making that person feel like a piece of crap. So yeah, it's crazy. You are at a point in your life where you are ready for adventure. You're ready to be a little bit more spontaneous, even though it might terrify you. You are looking at things from a different perspective, and you've also gone through a lot of physical changes. So those physical changes could have made you been feeling down, and now you're gaining a new perspective, and you're looking at yourself differently, and you're proud of yourself. You're proud of your progress. Maybe you've been working hard at fixing health issues, or getting back at it, feeling like healthy, because life was lifing. And now you're starting to see the progress of that, and you're excited. Like, oh my gosh, it is working. My new baseline, my new life. So you're on a different pathway because you have changed your outlook, you've changed your opinion, and you're very careful with who you're listening to. Okay, if you are a divine feminine, for example, you're not just going to listen to a lot of masculines for advice on a woman's body. Not all the time, unless they're a doctor. Like, women have hormones, and their hormones are different, and they have all of these other things that are going on. So sometimes it's not always just easy as 1, 2, 3 to get healthy or to do certain things when there's all these other factors. Okay, so like, let's say you're trying to get healthy, but you have some hormonal imbalances, and this person on the internet's like, oh yeah, just get in 10,000 steps. But you can't. You can't do that when you have hormonal imbalances, because it's going to spike your cortisol. It's going to stress you the F out. And things that maybe used to work for you, they don't work for you anymore. So you're going to have to find a new normal. Like that, yeah, that might work for men. That might work for women in their 20s or their early 30s, but that advice just doesn't work for everyone. So you're very careful about who you're listening to right now. You're not just going to give any old person access because it feels like an entity attachment. You absorb information fast. So now you're going to be very careful with who you're listening to, who you're engaging with, who you're taking advice from. And yeah, okay. Let me see. I'm going to pull out an animal message. I don't want to make this message too long, because when the day is crazy, I know God's like, don't be doing too much. And I'm like, that's not always easy for me to not do too much. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. We have Know Your Worth. Spirit of the skunk. You might think some of this ish stinks. You're like, oh, why is that happening? I thought I fixed that. Why is that going on? Oh my gosh, what the F? Know your worth. Okay? If you're dealing with someone and they're like trying to give you, again, advice, and you're like, who does that serve? Does that serve you? Because that sure as hell don't serve me. Do you know what I mean? When somebody's like, oh, just do this and that. And you're like, who the frick is that going to help? Know your worth. Like, yeah, I'm not taking that advice. So, thank you. Have a nice day. I can't. We have Badger Spirit. Be fearless and bold. You are allowed to be fearless. You were allowed to be bold. People might try to punish you, but again, you're not going to be sitting in your great hall with your crown on, and as people are walking in and judging you or looking and oohing and awing, you're not going to be like, oh, let me take this off. People are always going to want to usurp your throne. People are always going to want what you have. You are in the season of reclaiming your power. You could be seeing 444 a lot. So we have the panther, the badger, and the skunk. I don't know why people try to hide their motives from you. Like, it's so easy for you to read that. Oh my gosh, I just realized there's 444. 444. 444. I feel like you guys have really pretty eyes. And in this season, I feel like you're going to be complimented a lot. You're going to be thinking, I didn't even get ready today. Oh my gosh, my hair is cocked to the side. What do I tell you guys? Even on your worst day. Even on your worst day, you are being applauded and cheered on. And you might kind of look at these compliments like, are these over the top? Let these people gas you up. Let these people gas you up. We have the dear spirit. Bring a gentle touch. This is that new outlook. Is you being more gentle with yourself, giving yourself more grace. Trying to be softer or more in your feminine. Okay. I'm going to get a couple more. Okay, we have embrace the in-between. Right now, you're starting to see results, but you know this isn't the end game. This isn't the end result. So embrace motorcycle. Embrace the in-between. So you know you're on your way. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to see some progress. This is freaking amazing. But you're like, I don't want to get caught in the fact that it is the in-between. I'm on my way. I'm not there yet. But you're going to embrace the progress is good and what you're doing is working, instead of focusing on the negative, like, well, I'm not there yet, this isn't my goal, like my goal is to be better, and like, no, we ain't focusing on that. No, we are not. We have act as if you already have those, like the full end game. Like, you can embrace the in-between by, you know what, I feel good right now. Like, God wants you to know you're hot. You're hot. And wants you to feel good about yourself. So we have sweet results await. I like how it was in this order. Embrace the in-between. It's like, oh, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And then acting as if. You can act as if you're already driving that beautiful car. You already live in that amazing house. You already have that money in your bank account. You know what I did last night? I should have been in bed. Should have been in bed. But I decided to make a new vision board. I had made one a couple months ago, but I didn't like it as much. I wanted to make a different one. Because I had it as my screensaver, and then I felt like when people would see my screensaver, like by accident, that they were like, why does this girl have so many pictures of herself on her screensaver? And now I shouldn't care, but it kind of bothered me for some reason. So I was like, I need something else, more words, more pictures of the things that I'm working on. And so it was really fun. And that's what I was doing in the middle of the night when I should have been sleeping. But anyways, I love how it's like act as if. Act as if that's already happening to you. Create a new vision board, new affirmations, new ask-formations. Why does everything always work out for me? Why is my life so beautiful? How can I have more gratitude today? If you made it to this part of the message, like pretty much the end, I want you to affirm it below. How can I be more grateful? How can I have more gratitude? How can I show more gratitude for the life that I'm leading? And then we have sweet results await. If you've gotten this far and you're like, dang, I went through hell just to get this far, you know sweet results await, because you're finally seeing the fruits of your labor. You're finally seeing some progress. You've already been through the ick. And maybe it's been frustrating to you because everything has been so mysterious. You feel like a lot of things have been in the dark that are now being revealed to you. We have Spider Spirit. Make your dreams real. Other people, they just talk about it. Or they do it because they're competitive. They do it because they're like, no, I gotta be better. I gotta look better. No, F that. I can't let them win. That's not why you're doing things. So make your dreams real. This is what makes you very sexy, very confident, is you make some things happen that people are like, how the frick did they do that? You could have gone from homeless to business owner. You could have gone from down in the dumps to CEO energy, big energy. People are like, I don't get it. I don't even get it. That's why I'm telling you, people are gathering around you like, no, there's something about them. Or, why did I sleep on who the frick this person is? And you're also going to be seeing some people that have their essence and how they appear is going to tell you everything. You know when you like leave some people behind and they act like everything's gravy, but what they're showing you in front of you is telling you like that they're not okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can tell they're not taking care of themselves, or they're not they don't seem healthy, they don't seem okay. You're reading it correctly. That's why this dark entity is leaving your life. And there's other people that are more receptive to this dark entity, to these dark attachments, thinking this is the norm. This is what everybody does. And it's like, not for me. Not for me. I just saw angel number 1144. I love that angel number. So let me know if that's one of your favorite angel numbers too. You know how to make your dreams real. There are a lot of people that want to disturb your peace. They want a piece of your pie. They want to have their cake and eat it too. Ooh, 12-12 on my timer. You step outside of your comfort zone. You're bold, you're fearless, and you make things happen. Makes you very appealing. Makes you very attractive. And then we have, last but not least, horse spirit. Freedom is yours. How many people try to lock you up and throw away the key? Metaphorically, physically, you know what I'm saying? Freedom is yours. They cannot take that from you. Angel number 33. They cannot take that from you. But they be trying. And that's why they're all tired. Running in circles. Huffing and puffing. Looking crazy as hell. I can't. Hello. I love you guys so much. There are a lot of new messages on Patreon. They are all ad-free. It is only $11.11 a month. $13.13 on my timer. It is only $11.11 a month to join. All messages, again, are ad-free. And there is like a 3-year library. 2.5 years. Something like that. Anyways, don't forget to do all the things. Smash the you-know-what. Hit the bell. Duh. And if you claim this message, don't forget to hype up this video. I always appreciate your guys' love, encouragement, beautiful comments, and support. I would not be here without that. And so your guys' encouragement and support, it makes it possible for me to be here. I don't know if you guys know that. And the more you guys are able to show that love and show that support, like, not only does it mean the world to me, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. It's like the more my ass can stay out of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.